We've got Julien Delabriere from Flavio Santiago Gym in this 61 kilo bantamweight bout. Cannot wait for this battle. There's some familiar faces there. We know that these 135 pounders, the amount of trash talk on social media between two of our Battle Arena champions has been just astronomical this week.
Steve, are you talking about that exchange between European champion Robert Masters and possible future world champion, our boy Russell Perks' own McElwatt?
Indeed, I am saying that, Johnny. This 135-pound weight category is one of the most stacked in the country, and it's going to produce some of the greatest fighters of the next generation, I believe.
That's a pretty bold statement there, Steve. You care to make a wager on that?
What are we betting for, Johnny?
Well, we just have to find out, won't we now?
That's a bit ominous, Johnny. Here we go. We got our man Julien Delabriere. He's in the ring, bouncing around, just claiming it as his own. And if you look at those chiseled features, that physique, he's ready to rock and roll. This is going to be one intense fight.
And his opponent into the red corner. Please put your hands together for Tom Kendall.
Oh, we got Tom Kendall there. One of my boys, like my boy Conor McGregor, representing the Straight Blast Gym. Steve, you've trained for a couple of them Straight Blast Gym folks. How do you find them?
Honestly, Johnny, I train at Straight Blast Gym when I'm in Niagara. It's one of the best, most comprehensive gyms. A great place that can take you from walking in off the street, evidently, all the way up to world championship status like they've done with Conor McGregor. And it's hard to mention SBG without mentioning Mystic Mac. But Tom Kendall is here from SBG Shrewsbury, and he's ready to make a name for himself in the 135-pound division. He's looking to maybe put his own paragraph in the discussions between McElwatt and champion Robert Masters. But that remains to be seen, because we're just moments away from a bantamweight collision that's going to set Edgbaston Stadium electric with fireworks. Cannot wait.
Well, that's another bold statement you got there, Steve. Honestly, I don't rate that boy McGregor. Never have, never will. Mostly because he doesn't wrestle. And if you ain't wrestling, you ain't on old Johnny Walker's radar.
Well, Johnny, take your bias elsewhere, because we got an SBG fighter rocking the beard, rocking the tats, ready to go.
Representing LSA, Julien Delabriere. And his opponent fighter in the red corner, weighing 60.8 kilograms, representing SBG Shrewsbury, Tom Kendall. And the referee judge, Alan Jackson.
All right, I'm being joined by our man, Karsten, our master of ceremonies today.
Well, I thought you were looking a little lonely, so I thought I'd come and join you for a little bit.
I was. I wonder if that Texas accent was actually picking up. Here we go. We got our man, Julien Delabriere. He's coming forward with some plotting punches there, some looping punches here, Karsten. Oh, and he gets backed up against the fence.
Yeah, but a lovely double leg on the retreat there. It looks tight as well, but Tom's doing a great job to try and defend this.
It's always interesting to see these SBG guys, because their jiu-jitsu is heavily underrated.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what SBG they're from either. Any of the SBGs, and they've always got good jiu-jitsu.
See, trying to get a little bit of a knee shield in. Delabriere stepping over into a mount. Seems to have the back of Kendall.
Yeah, took the back very slick there.
Seems to be a well-practiced position. I don't think he's under the neck here. Kendall doing really well to disrupt the grip there of Delabriere.
Yeah, 2-on-1 baseball grip there. So Tom doing really well defending this rear naked choke.
something that we don't think of early on in the fight. It's very hard. It takes a lot of leg strength to keep yourself on somebody's back, especially right here. As we see Delabriere is having his feet crossed up there by Kendall, putting a little bit of pressure on the heels and ankles.
Yeah, that's not something that you're going to tap to, but it's definitely annoying when you're on that back position trying to concentrate.
Delabriere trying to disrupt a bit with some left hooks. Just more of an annoyance there for Kendall than anything, trying to set up the
These LSA guys seem pretty good though. I've not seen the gym before, and we've not seen them here on Battle Arena, but so far so good from these guys.
Yeah, you got to come in and make a statement here because there's so many established gyms, so many established fighters, and they all want to crack at that gold. We saw Robert Masters and Maka White having a bit of an exchange on Facebook earlier in the week. We know that all these guys want a victory and want a chance at that world
Looks
title.
like it's under the neck there.
Looks like so. I'd like to see Delabriere try to stretch out Kendall a little bit more. Well, Kendall's keeping his chin tucked very, very well. Delabriere is fighting hard for that, so if Kendall gets out, this is going to play a factor for Delabriere's conditioning later on. Body triangle there from Delabriere, showing a lot of experience here. Is our FST inaugural fighter.
So still glued to his back though. You know, Tom Kendall's doing a great job of defending this choke, but he's not managed to get out of this position yet. So it's a very strong round for Julien.
Yeah, what would you like to see Delabriere do a bit here? Obviously, we're running the last 10 seconds of the round, but it would have been maybe nice for him to get a top position and try to stretch out Kendall. Kendall's done so well to survive in a position that he's been in for over a minute.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see him try and maybe change the position, go for something rather than rear naked, maybe switch it to an armbar, or like you say, try and get the top position. But that was a very, very strong round for him.
A lot of dominance there from the back of the LSA fighter, Delabriere. And now, if you could be a fly on the wall in that SBG corner right now, what do you think they're saying over there, Karsten?
I think they're stay at range. He looked like he had good jiu-jitsu when he first hit the floor. He was defending the takedown very well, but once he got into that the back mount position, he kind of struggled to be able to get out of it. So maybe stay standing for this round and see how it works on the feet.
Yeah, try to keep that strong double off of him. We saw Delabriere just wrap himself around the legs like an anaconda, and he just was not giving it up. So it's one of those things that you'll have to manage and you'll have to work on. But Tom Kendall, you know, shaking it out right now. Probably the less muscly of the two fighters. So there's a lot of blood being pumped to Delabriere's muscles right now. You see him breathing a little bit heavier than Tom Kendall.
Yeah, Tom's in the corner, you know, he's shaking his arms out, but he's rearing and ready to go this second round.
This is all you wish for when you have somebody on your back in the first. You just want that second round. This is like Christmas for Tom Kendall. Big swinging punches. It's almost as though he's swinging baseball bats as Delabriere. They punch into the clinch again, not necessarily where Kendall wants to be, but...
Or maybe he thinks if he gets the top position on the floor, he might have a better chance of working some of his own game.
He's got good head position there in that over-under clinch. Has an underhook on that right side, does Tom Kendall. The leg hooked up. I'd like to see him circle away from the cage to his left. He could have used that leg, possibly a trip.
Yeah, I'd like to see him throw a few more strikes, and right on cue he throws a nice big knee to the midsection.
Knee up the middle. And he breaks away, does Tom Kendall. There's a little bit of redness over his under his right eye. Big right kick lands for Delabriere.
That was lucky. Tom Kendall's hands were quite low for that kick as well.
Another left hook sneaks in. Seems that right side for Kendall might be for the taking. He's got to keep that right hand glued to his chin. Delabriere is showing many different looks right now.
Yeah, definitely land that left hand again and then straight down to the double.
Seemed to be in position to finish it, but seemed happy to push him into the cage for a moment.
Yeah, defending the neck. Tom looks like he's got a guillotine position, but he's only got one arm in at the minute.
He's got that high underhook. He'd have to circle out like he's doing right now. He could possibly get the takedown from here. He could step his right hip in and whip Delabriere to the ground. But he's choosing very well to use it for knees. I'd like to see Tom Kendall land some more knees into the legs of Delabriere, maybe slow him down in the oncoming minutes. Ooh, 3 big uppercuts there for Delabriere as they break.
Yeah, and Delabriere does look like he's slowing down a little bit now, taking some big breaths, and these wild swings are getting a little bit slow and a little bit more loopy.
Ooh, big right leg kick. Delabriere comes in with a left hook. Tom Kendall doesn't look very bothered by all this. He's still maintaining a crisp guard. Just want to see him a little bit more crisp with his punches.
Yeah, you see the sign of the fatigue there. That was a very sort of slow, laboured takedown rather than nice, crisp. He was on the legs earlier in the first round, and then this round, you know, he managed to bumble him back to the fence, but didn't finish that takedown this time.
Delabiere's got head position, so it looks like he's just pretty happy to stay here and work some knees up the middle, 2 knees up the middle. Left hook lands.
Yeah, that was a big left hook there.
It was, and that knee really had Tom Kendall taking a big breath of wind back in. Inside leg kick from Kendall. Oh, a nice little slip. Now backs Delabriere into the cage, landing knees of his own. Oh, Tom Kendall almost got a little bit of a boost there from the 10-second warning. I'd like to see him fight like that coming out in the 3rd round.
Yeah, nice little flurry towards the end with those knees. So after 2 rounds, how would you be scoring it if you was a judge? Not that we are.
Not that we are, no. I'm not qualified for this kind of thing. Well, cage control, you've got to give it to Delabriere for the 1st round. And he landed the exclamation point, I think, in that 2nd round. He landed a big right hand and a left high kick there. And you're seeing a lot of redness there on Kendall's face. So hard to say, but Kendall really had the flurry there at the end of the round. So whether it's enough to steal the round remains to be seen. But you definitely don't want going to the judges if you're either man, do you? Oh,
definitely not with a fight like this. 1st round, you definitely say Delabriere was the more dominant, had the back position for a large portion of that round. But 2nd round was very close, could have gone either way. So all to fight for in this 3rd round.
Yeah, you want to be the fighter that comes out in the 3rd round, comes out strong. Both gentlemen just looking like they're ready to go. I think they'll be touching gloves in the middle, show a respect. Most of our amateur fighters have really good level of sportsmanship, and there you see it from Delabriere and Kendall. Delabriere looking to get the kicks off early on. A little bit more lateral movement just to start off, and a right body hook lands there from Tom Kendall.
Now Delabriere is asking him to come forward. He wants to turn this into a brawl this last round.
Turn into a brawl or invite a takedown, either one. I'd love to see these two just stand point to the middle of the ring, just throw hands for a little while. And there, Delabriere, a lot of different looks with those kicks. A spinning back fist.
Oh, and a beautiful left hand there.
Oh, just staggers Delabriere backwards. Tom Kendall's got dynamite in that left hand, and he's finally lit the fuse.
Put Delabriere straight on them heels, and Delabriere rushed for that takedown. Now caught in a front headlock. Nice knees to the body by Tom Kendall.
Good show of control from Tom Kendall, because obviously knees are not allowed in these A-class ISKA rules. Delabriere is taking a few moments here to recover his senses. He was definitely rocked there.
I would have liked to have seen Tom Kendall step away and carry on throwing the hands rather than keeping this clinch, but you know, Delabriere's doing a really good job. Reversed him, put his back up against the cage, and now, you know, like you say, clearing the cobwebs from his head now.
He's fighting with urgency as Delabriere right now. He knows that he got hurt, knows that everyone saw it, probably felt the reaction from the crowd. And now he's got to do something to turn around this 3rd round, because as you said, Karsten, it's all to fight for here. A takedown could steal it, maybe. Take down some good ground and pound. Kendall's got to do more. He's got to push that head down.
Yeah, Kendall definitely needs the reversal here. He needs to change it round and try and throw these hands again.
Sometimes it's just a little bit of confidence there with that overhook. Maybe giving the hip a bit, getting the other person's hand on the ground, that wizard position. There's an opportunity, big knee up the middle again. Kendall's landing the bigger shots here in the 3rd round.
Referee Alan Jackson's having a very close look. He's already warned them once or twice to do a little bit more action. He might be looking to split it, which I think would help Tom Kendall.
Definitely. He's almost got to stifle it. There we got a single leg there from Delabriere. Kendall's got to keep, yeah, gets tripped backwards there. Just wasn't maintaining enough distance. He's holding on to that headlock position there in side control, which isn't going to do him very many favors unless he can get back to half guard or to a full guard position. big body shots there for Delabriere. And Delabriere again is closing out the last few seconds of this round on top, but oh, a little bit of athleticism there from Kendall could be the difference. Comes to a single of his own and lands a big right hand. He's backing Delabriere up.
Oh, and Delabriere, great change of levels there. Big high double. That might have stolen the fight.
Both men smiling at each other. They've had a good fight. Our first one that's gone to decision here at Battle Arena 48 at Edge Bastion Stadium. And you can tell that that was a bit of a barn burner. We're going to go in, let Karsten go off to give us the result, but it's going to have to go to the it's going to have to go to our judges, and I would hate to be one of them right now. Delabriere is doing a little bit of a circle of the cage there before his corner comes in. Better to have seen him use that cardio in the fight. That was a big left hand there from Kendall. Tom Kendall. Force here at 61 kilograms. Delabriere looking to make a statement. Judges' scorecards have all been assembled. Just await the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise. Ready for a ring contest at one. So after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. And we have a split decision. For the winner